Hey guys, Kamen here with a double review. This time I'll be doing the LVUR15 Fantasy Gamer and LVUR16 Simulation Gamer from Kamen Rider Ex-Aid. These are a pair of support gamers which are used by Kamen Rider Brave and Kamen Rider Snipe respectively to power up to level 50. Each set includes two things, the gamer itself and a replacement gamer driver. So, let's get started. First up, we'll look at the Fantasy Gamer. So, this gamer takes the form of a Demon Lord and is primarily crimson with metallic blue, white, and black paint, as well as a black cape. You can see its face on the chest here, with its eyes and horns. Got some nice details on the shoulder pads, as well as some nice details on the arms and legs. Got the cape back here, which is nicely detailed, with bits of molding to make it look like it's kind of folded cloth, or give it a cloth-like look to it. As far as articulation goes, it's got some shoulder joints so you can move the shoulders like so, forward and backwards and out. Has some rotation joints for the hands as well. And the legs are on these ball joints here. Though, if you'll notice, the actual legs and feet are wide but rather thin. So it actually has a little bit of trouble balancing. Most of the time, it'll actually balance on its cape unless you have it leaned forward enough so that it can actually be balancing on both the feet and the cape. I mean, if you're not careful, it is easy to knock over. But overall, it does look quite good and is well represented here. You also notice that it does not really follow the same kind of formula as the previous robot-type gamers, where it has that kind of whole big back assembly. Next, we'll look at the Simulation Gamer, which takes the form of a Battleship robot. So, this is primarily metallic gray, with some black, white, and red throughout. Starting from the top, we have the head, which is based on a control tower. You can see the visor right here. And then its teeth molded in down here, as well as this little chin piece. And has this constant frown or kind of teeth-gritting, angry expression on it at all times. Even though it's down here, you can see that this is specifically based on an aircraft carrier, since it has these six little jet fighters molded onto the top, as well as even a runway molded in the front, which are some nice touches. Got a pair of twin cannons in the front, and you also have its hands and feet, which also have cannons attached to them, and these can be swiveled side to side using these joints, which are the only points of articulation it has. That being said, it also has more balance than the Fantasy Gamer, thanks to these struts back here, which prevent it from falling over backwards. So, with those two out of the way, we now get to combine them with the two riders to level up.
Taddle Fantasy. Let's go, King of Fantasy. You are GASHATTO. You are up.
First off, we'll combine Kamen Rider Brave with the Fantasy Gamer. To start, we'll need to prep Kamen Rider Brave by removing his gamer driver, then taking the new one included with the Fantasy Gamer, which has a molded in GASHATTO Gear Dual Beta, then plug it in as with all the others, and he's ready to go. And for the Fantasy Gamer, start off by taking it and unplugging the cape from the back. Let's set this down for now. Then you're going to take the arms here and swivel them back on these hinges until they click in place like this. And rotate the arms so that these holes are facing back like so. Then we'll take the legs, fold down these feet panels, and swivel them back like this. Then go in here, rotate the mask piece to the side, and lift it up through the gap there, and straighten it back out. And for the final piece of preparation, we're going to take the cape and swivel these two pieces around, which will extend the cape to a long cape like this. So to combine, we're going to take these pieces and spread them apart. Take this and, with Brave's arms moved off to the sides, place it around his waist. And we're going to secure it in place. Like so. And take these pieces and move them into the holes on the sides. Then finally, I'm going to take these pegs on the cape and put them into these holes on the two hands, which can be a little bit tricky since it's rubbery plastic, which makes it softer and more bendable, which makes actually plugging in a little bit tough. So it's actually something that's pretty tough to do on camera, so I'm actually going to do this off screen and then get back to you guys with the finished figure. And here we have Kamen Rider Brave Fantasy Gamer level 50. So as one little note for the transformation is something I did as a personal touch, was that I actually unclicked these shoulder pieces, as if you had them all the way back, it would cause the cape to kind of swoop back like that, and if you wanted to have it downwards, that would actually move the shoulder pieces with it. So for me, I find it easier to just have the cape down like this, closer to the back. So, you can see that he has this new faceplate with these demonic horns, and an evil looking mouthpiece. Have the armor all across here, as well as this long cape on the back, which doesn't get in the way of the level 1 face that's on the back. As far as the articulation goes, you can move the head, though that will cause it to no longer line up with the eyepiece. Though that being said, you still have some good articulation in the arms, as long as you move the shoulder pieces out of the way too. That being said, because of the way shoulder pieces go, you can't really move them out to the sides very much, but you still do get a good range of articulation out of the arms. Now, you don't really get too much in terms of features for this form, since it doesn't come with any kind of weapons. But since the hands are freed up, you can still equip him with the GACHAAN sword that was included with the Brave figure. And that way, he's fully armed. This form definitely gets across the whole Demon Lord look.
Bombard simulations! Ready? Your battleship. You are GASHATTO!
Next, we'll combine Kamen Rider Snipe with the Simulation Gamer. So, to repair Snipe, you're going to need to remove his cloak piece, and like with Brave, swap out the gamer drivers. And he's good to go. And for the Simulation Gamer, we're going to take off this top piece and split it apart into two. I'll take this piece, rotate it around, and pull up the face piece so it's out like this. And we're going to take this and place it over Snipe's shoulders and push it into place. Then push up the headpiece so it's near his face, and then fold in these pieces next to his shoulders and have these sticking out to the sides. Then lastly, you're going to take these and, with the headpieces facing backwards, take these pieces and plug them into the sockets on his arms. Like so. And like so. And here we have Kamen Rider Snipe, Simulation Gamer level 50. In this form, you can see he's very heavily armed, and takes on the form of a naval commander, as indicated by this hat here, which has his typical STG on it. Even connects to these little two pieces that give the facade of a collar. You have this faux chest piece that resembles the two halves of the ship front, connected together, with a pair of faux cannons here. You still have the cannons that are now on the shoulders, as well as these two cannons attached to the arms. Now these, you can get them articulated and have him posed to look like he's going to fire them. Something that is a bit unfortunate, though, is what he can't do in this form, which is that in the show, for his final attack, what he basically does is takes the two halves of the main cannons, puts them back together, and with his arms brought close together, fires them like this. But because of clearance issues and because of the way these connect on sides like this, it's not really possible to have him hold this in such a position, so you can't really replicate that pose. Another problem I have with this is that because it has no connections to the peg holes on the side, this one doesn't have the most secure connection to the body, being only held in place using the friction joints on the shoulders. That being said, he still has good range of articulation, since you can basically just maneuver the cannons out of the way to get him into various poses. Though with these cannons attached to the arms, they can potentially bump into the other cannons. So you just have to basically move them and maneuver them to however you see fit to get them into the pose you want. And of course, since these are part of the Level Up Rider series, these gamers are compatible with the other figures in the series, though for simplicity's and time's sake, I've just swapped around the two armors to give us Brave Simulation Gamer level 50 and Snipe Fantasy Gamer level 50. As you can see, these fit on perfectly fine. They're definitely quite contrasting in the looks of them, since you got a knight with a battleship looking armor, then a sniper with this Dark Lord armor. It don't really match up quite well, but is still interesting to see these two with the armor swapped around. And there we go. Overall, compared to past armor upgrade gamers, these two are a marked improvement, as they transform in unique ways, have much cleaner looks on the figures, and overall come off looking more accurate, while also not hindering articulation as much. These two also work very well with the figures they're designed for, as they match up with the general themes, and do really feel like power-up forms for these riders. So if you have either of these figures and you want to give them an upgrade that does a better job at getting across a clean look and just working a lot better with the figure than the past ones did, then I can definitely recommend picking these up. So, next time I'll be reviewing the Deluxe Q-Tama Set 02. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, let me know your thoughts down in the comment, and if you're new and you want to see more, please subscribe. And for now, this is KRX50, riding off.